Greetings people of tomorrow! Welcome back to our video for episode 2, where Rivka and Mafaz from Asosiasi Peneliti Muda Indonesia or APMI. AMSA-Indonesia is collaborating with APMI for this special episode and we're here to deliver it to you. Enjoy everyone!
So in this episode, we will have some fun with exercise questions about biostatistics. But before that, please kindly watch our previous episode in the link above.
Now let's jump into the first case. Ko-Yurim is a medical student. She often studies late at night. She notices when she lacks of sleep, she often feels nervous, restless, and tense. Therefore, she is curious to compare the incidence of anxiety between her friends that have sufficient and insufficient sleep. So, what is the most appropriate hypothesis test for this study?
Before getting there, what is the research questions for this case? First, we must identify the PICO, which are patient, intervention, comparison, and outcome. The patient is medical students, the intervention is lack of sleep, the comparison is sufficient sleep, and the outcome is anxiety. So, the research questions will be: is there any significant difference between anxiety incidence in medical students who had sufficient sleep as group A and lack of sleep as group B?
Next, what are the variables for this study? For this case, the independent variable is sleep status and the dependent variable is anxiety incidence.
Okay, now let's talk about the data types. Data can be categorized as numerical for quantitative study and categorical for qualitative study. Numerical data are made of numbers, while categorical data are made of words. Numerical data can be divided into interval and ratio. Interval data don't have null value and can consist of negative value, for example, temperature. On the other hand, ratio data have null value and only have a positive value, for example, body weight. Categorical data can be divided into ordinal and nominal. Ordinal data have hierarchies such as level of education, and nominal data have no hierarchy such as gender. So, in this case, the data types for independent and dependent variable would be categorical nominal because they are made of words and have no hierarchy.
Next, what kind of hypothesis test is appropriate for this case? Basically, there are 4 criteria to determine the hypothesis test. The first thing to consider is the type of hypothesis. Is it comparative or correlative? Secondly, is the type of data paired or unpaired? Thirdly, does it consist of 2 groups or more? Lastly, is the measuring scale numerical or categorical? In this case, the hypothesis is comparative with unpaired data. There are 2 groups and the measuring scale is categorical. So, the most appropriate test to use in this case is chi-square test. Okay, great job everyone!
Now, this is the result of the rerun the data using SPSS software. Before we interpret, we need to make sure some assumptions are fulfilled. First, the actual count cannot be 0. The expected value of cells should be 5 or greater in at least 80% of cells. In 2 times 2 data, no cell has an expected frequency less than 5, and number of samples should be greater than 40. So, in this study, the assumptions are fulfilled. Based on the result here, there is a significant difference between the groups because the p-value is less than 0.05. It shows that there is a correlation between sleep status and anxiety incidence.
Next, let's take a look at the second case. During a study in the Faculty of Medicine, Begin observed that many of his friends are dating or married. Therefore, Begin is interested in doing research about the effect of relationship status on medical students' academic performance. He compared the average computer-based test or CBT score for 7 semesters in 3 groups of 4th-year medical students, namely Group A as single, Group B as dating, and Group C as married. So, what is the most appropriate hypothesis test for Begin's study?
What is the research questions for this case? First, we must identify the PICO, which are: the patient is 4th-year medical student, the intervention is in relationship, the comparison is single, and the outcome is average computer-based test score for 7 semesters. So, the research questions will be: is there any significant difference in average CBT score between single as Group A, dating as Group B, and married as Group C medical students? For this case, the independent variable is relationship status and dependent variable is CBT score. The data type of the independent variable is categorical nominal, while the independent variable is numerical data.
Okay, so what kind of hypothesis test is appropriate for this case? Before that, we must conduct normality and homogeneity tests first. Normality of data can be interpreted using Savio-Weld for less than 50 subjects, or Kolmogorov-Smirnov for more than 50 subjects. Then, for the homogeneity test, we can use Levin test. If data is normally distributed and homogeneous, indicated by p-value more than 0.05, we should conduct a parametric test. But if it's not normally distributed and heterogeneous, we should conduct a non-parametric test.
What kind of parametric test should we use? Remember these 4 criteria. In this case, the type of hypothesis is comparative, the type of data is unpaired, the number of groups is 3, and the measuring scale is numerical. So we should use one-way ANOVA test. How is the result after conducting the test with SPSS? Here we can see that the data was normally distributed and homogeneous, since the p-value is more than 0.05.
Next, from the result, we can see that there is a significant difference between the groups since the p-value is smaller than 0.05. Please take note that one-way ANOVA can only see the significant difference between all the groups, and to compare each group, we must conduct a post-hoc test. Based on the result here, we can see that there is a significant difference between Group A as single and Group B as dating, and between Group A as single and Group C as married as well. But there is no significant difference between Group B as dating and Group C as married. Okay, that's all from us. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.